Welcome to Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go. This video uses AI narration to present our original book analysis. Today, we're diving into George Orwell's Animal Farm. You might be familiar with the story, but
Oh, yeah?
we're going beyond the surface here to uncover its deeper layers. Think of it as Animal Farm, but with a bit more bite.
Well, Orwell cleverly uses this seemingly simple story about animals rebelling against their human farmer to explore these profound themes, power, revolution, and the human tendency towards tyranny. Animal Farm is an allegory, meaning it operates on two levels, a literal one about animals and a symbolic one that critiques political systems and societal structures.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're in Manor Farm, England, where the animals are, let's just say, not thrilled with their treatment under Mr. Jones. Enter Old Major, this wise old pig who stirs things up with his vision of an animal utopia. What's interesting here is how he uses the concept of animalism to rally the others.
Yeah, Old Major's speech is a brilliant piece of rhetoric. He taps into the animal's deep dissatisfaction and channels it into a revolutionary ideology advocating for animal liberation. You can see parallels to real-world historical figures like Karl Marx and the rise of communist ideology. The way Old Major lays out the principles of animalism with its emphasis on equality and shared labor, it feels almost like a manifesto for a new world order.
And while Old Major tragically dies before the rebellion, his ideas take root and inspire the animals to overthrow Jones. Suddenly they're in charge, renaming the farm Animal Farm and painting the 7 Commandments on the barn wall. There's this initial wave of optimism and unity as they work together to bring in the harvest.
It's fascinating to see how quickly the power dynamics shift. The pigs, believing themselves to be the most intelligent, naturally assume leadership roles. Notice how subtly Orwell introduces signs of the pigs' growing self-interest, like the missing milk and apples. These small details foreshadow the looming betrayal of the revolution's ideals.
Which brings us to Snowball and Napoleon, 2 very different pigs vying for control. What strikes me is how each embodies a distinct approach to leadership. Snowball is all about modernization and progress, symbolized by his passionate advocacy for the windmill.
And Napoleon, while less charismatic, is a master manipulator, leveraging fear and distrust to undermine Snowball and consolidate his own power. The clash over the windmill becomes a pivotal turning point in the story. It's almost Shakespearean in its dramatic intensity. Snowball presenting his inspiring plans, Napoleon's calculated act of urination, and then the terrifying entrance of the dogs chasing Snowball off the farm.
Talk about a power grab. From this moment on, the atmosphere on Animal Farm takes a dark turn.
Yeah, it's chilling to witness how quickly the pigs transform from revolutionaries to oppressors. They move into the farmhouse, sleep in bed, start drinking whiskey, all the things they initially condemned humans for.
And the 7 Commandments, once symbols of hope and equality, become tools of manipulation in the pigs' hands. They twist the meaning of the commandments to justify their actions, showcasing how easily language can be used to control and deceive.
The parallels to the Soviet Union under Stalin are striking. Just as the Bolsheviks promised a workers' paradise, the pigs promised an animal utopia. But as power consolidated, the ideals of the revolution were betrayed, replaced by a brutal dictatorship.
It's heartbreaking to watch the other animals, especially Boxer, remain blindly loyal despite the blatant injustices unfolding around them. Boxer, the hard-working horse, represents the exploited working class, utterly devoted to the cause, yet ultimately betrayed and discarded.
His tragic fate injured, sent to the hospital, which is really a slaughterhouse. His death callously dismissed by the pigs highlights the dehumanizing nature of totalitarian regimes. The pigs' manipulation of information, their rewriting of history to demonize Snowball and justify their own actions, is a chilling reminder of the power of propaganda.
And the attack by Jones and the neighboring farmers, while initially a moment of unity for the animals, further solidifies Napoleon's grip on power. He uses the conflict to strengthen his position and tighten control, mirroring the way real-world dictators often exploit external threats to suppress dissent.
The Battle of the Windmill, with its shifting alliances and betrayals, becomes a microcosm of the complex political maneuvering that often characterizes power struggles. We see how ideology can be easily twisted to serve personal ambition, and how those in power often prioritize self-preservation over the well-being of the masses.
By the end, the pigs have become indistinguishable from the humans they once rebelled against, walking upright, wearing clothes, engaging in trade with the neighboring farmers. It's like a full circle of corruption.
That final scene with the pigs and farmers sharing a drink, celebrating their shared power, is one of the most chilling in literature. The alteration of the 7 Commandments to a single cynical maxim, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, perfectly encapsulates the tragic irony of the revolution.
It's a bleak ending that raises some profound questions about the nature of power revolution and the human capacity for both good and evil. What makes this story so enduring, so relevant, is that it transcends its historical context.
We see these same patterns playing out again and again throughout history, and even in our own time. The names, the places, the ideologies might change, but the underlying dynamics of power manipulation and control remain eerily familiar.
So what can we learn from Animal Farm? What does Orwell want us to take away from this cautionary tale?
It's a reminder to be vigilant, to question authority, to think critically about the information we're given. It highlights the danger of complacency, of blindly accepting what those in power tell us.
It's about recognizing the power of language and propaganda, how words can be twisted to manipulate and control.
Precisely. It's a call to action, to be informed, to be engaged, to speak out against injustice wherever we see it. It's a reminder that the fight for freedom and equality is ongoing, and it's up to each of us to play our part.
Yeah, it really feels like Orwell is holding up a mirror to human nature here, showing us how easily we can fall into these traps of power and manipulation.
Absolutely, and that's what makes Animal Farm such a powerful and timeless work. It's not just a critique of a specific political system. It's a reflection on the human condition itself.
It's like a warning, a reminder that we're all capable of being both the oppressed and the oppressor.
Exactly. The line between good and evil isn't fixed. It's something that exists within each of us. And it's through awareness, through critical thinking, that we can resist those darker impulses and strive to create a more just and equitable world.
So where does that leave us? If these patterns are so deeply ingrained in human nature, is there any hope for breaking free from them?
That's the question, isn't it? Animal Farm doesn't offer easy answers. It's a bleak ending, but I don't think it's necessarily a pessimistic one. I think Orwell is challenging us to be more aware, more engaged, more willing to question the status quo.
It's like he's saying, don't let this happen. Don't let yourselves be manipulated. Don't let the pigs take over.
Precisely, it's a call to action, a reminder that we have a responsibility to shape the world we want to live in. And that starts with education, with understanding the patterns of history, with recognizing the signs of tyranny before it's too late.
And maybe, just maybe, by understanding these patterns, by being more mindful, we can start to break free from them.
I think that's the hope Orwell offers us. Not a guarantee of a utopian future, but a possibility. A chance to learn from the mistakes of the past and create a better future for ourselves and generations to come.
Well, that's a thought-provoking note to end on. If you're listening and feeling inspired or maybe even a little disturbed, I highly encourage you to pick up a copy of Animal Farm and experience this powerful story for yourself. You can find a link to purchase the book in the description below.
And if you found this deep dive insightful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking analyses. We're exploring a wide range of topics from classic literature to current events, all with the aim of helping you nourish your mind on the go.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of Animal Farm. Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep those minds sharp.